have coffee. You already too hyper. Hey y'all, it's me, Cody. Welcome to the Cody Knits podcast. I don't remember what episode this is, but I kind of was feeling like I didn't have much to show you, but I guess I do. A lot going on. So again, I'm Cody. If you don't know, if you're hanging out with me for the first time, welcome. This is Diamond. She's my little dachshund, troublemaker, cute thing. I love her. And yeah, I'm just having my second cup of coffee. I'm a little slow getting started today. But today is Saturday, March 31st, I believe, when I'm recording this. And this is a fun, exciting weekend I've been looking forward to. And I have so much going on, but I wanted to sit down and do a podcast because I owe you guys a giveaway. And I've showed you some of the things that's going to be there on it, and or prizes, I guess, and all that. So I'll tell you more about that in a little bit. And I have a few things I want to show you that I've been working on. And yeah, you can find me on Instagram, nurse_Cody, C-O-D-I. I'm on Ravelry as Cody Knits. There's a Ravelry podcast group which you need to be a member of if you would like to participate in the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. And it's the Cody Knits podcast group. And that's going to be where I will draw prizes from. I've been trying to figure out how I want to do it. I was thinking about doing it on YouTube. Well, actually, I can still... Okay, so what I'll do is... you don't have to be a member of the Ravelry group. You can be if you would like. I do my best to upload the video on Ravelry in the thread there every time I film. But I don't get to go over and visit in Ravelry very often. So yeah, let's just stick with the YouTube. Let's see. Anyway, lots to tell you. That's logistical things, and I'll let you know exactly what to do here in a moment. Oh, I needed some doggy snuggles. Oh, yes I do. Oh. I love you. So, Diamond's doing well. We've both been on a bit of a diet. I think I'm better. I've been doing better than she has. But yeah, I wasn't necessarily needing to lose like a whole lot of weight, but I was getting my tummy was getting a little larger than I like for it to be, and I was not comfortable. My clothes were not fitting well, and so I've been, exercising a little bit more and eating better. And that I've lost about 6 or 7 pounds, and that's perfect. So now I can start working on some toning up a little bit more, and I don't mind putting on muscle weight. But it's spring, and it's been rainy and cloudy and crazy here the past week, and today it's beautiful sunny weather. It was kind of cool out this morning, which was really nice, and then it's supposed to warm up a little bit today, so I'm very excited about that, so I can be outside more and be more active and the time change, I know a lot of people hate it, but I'm so glad that it did, because the it gets darker later and the sun is out longer, and so there's daylight when I get home from work. So that's always a good feeling. I like when it gets dark about 9 o'clock. Anyway, rambling. So I got something very sweet in the mail today, and not today, past couple weeks. Actually, I think I got it like very soon after I uploaded my last podcast, so I didn't get to show it. But I've had it, and so sweet. So I wanted to show it off. So it's this. You make things difficult being right in my lap. You can't sit right here next to me. There you go. So it is this. And it's from Missy from Minnesota's. That's the Etsy shop, Missy from Minnesota. And Linda is the owner. And this, oh, sorry. And see how long my fingernails are? That's disgusting. But I don't bite my fingernails, but I'm trying to go for a manicure and pedicure today. I don't enjoy a pedicure because my feet are very, very ticklish. And so most of the time I do my own, but I just don't do as good a job as they do. So I'm going to go through the torture of the pedicure. Anyway, so this may look familiar to you, and it's a yarn bowl, and it's absolutely beautiful. I love this. It's so precious, and I love the little like this, and having this. I love it. So what makes this so special too is that it's the same fabric as this, and she gave me this and this little yarn. I forget what she calls them, but you put your cake in there, your yarn cake, and then you snap it, and then you can pull from it, and it keeps your ball from going crazy. So it's like a matching set. And as a thank you for this gift, what I would like to do, because this is very sweet and it's very well made, and I love this. You saw it a lot because I had my exploration station shawl in there. So it had like 4 or 5, I can't remember, skeins of yarn plus the project and the pattern. And yeah, it's beautiful, lovely, wonderful. So I've decided that one of the prizes that I would like to do is, I'm just writing it down so I don't forget, is I want you to pick something from her Etsy shop, and I'll tell you who the winner is, and so I'll contact you if you get that prize, and I'll let you pick something from her shop, Missy from Minnesota, and I will have her send that to you. So I'll buy it and have her send it to you directly. It'll save me on shipping and all that kind of stuff. It's just a little easier, I think, to do it that way. But I'll let you pick out something from her shop, and I'll get it sent over to you. So that's another really awesome prize, I think. You're going to love it, whoever the winner is. And I know I love my stuff. So thank you, Linda, so much for the gift. It means a lot. So I wanted to show that off. I've done a little bit of crochet. So I guess now we're in my workups. So what I did, this is the virus shawl, and I think someone was asking me about the pattern, and I just Googled virus shawl, crochet or something like that, and it's a chart. So it's not written out directions, and the one that I use, I don't know if there's one that is what you call it, written out, or whatnot, but it has a little key and the symbols. But also, what I did when I first is I had that chart, but I typed that in YouTube, and there was someone has done a tutorial. So if you search it in YouTube, there's some tutorials. But the first little section here is a little, you're getting things started and set up. But once you get, get into the next repeats, once you get that first one done, I have it pretty much memorized now. After I get it started, it's pretty easy to read. And I'm not a prolific crocheter, and I don't think, but it's all made with, if you can do a double crochet and a chain, you can make this and count. But I was in a dilemma. I wasn't sure how big I wanted to make this. I was thinking at one point of making it a lot bigger, but I think it's a shawl, and it's called a shawl for a reason and not a blanket. So, I know you can't really tell, but this is longer than my wingspan, and I am, with shoes on, 5'8". So it's that, and it's pretty good depth now. And what I did is I used a whole ball of yarn, and I'll show you which one. And this is where I was last time. Ooh, so sorry. It's just really hard to show, really. But I was here last time, and I'd run out of, I had to attach a new ball. So I couldn't decide if I wanted to start with a new skein or not. But what I did is I did finish up. I started with the new skein, which, as you can see, the ends that need to be, and I just did one more, even a full, well, it may be I just did a few more rows. I can't remember, but basically I like to end the shawls on, there's this one where you have a chain in between each crochet, and I like that it ended on the white, and it did good all the way across. So I still haven't bound off, or and woven in my ends, because I just wanted to think about it and see if I really wanted, because sometimes I do crave to do some crochet, like when I'm really tired and I don't necessarily want to think a lot, or knit. For whatever reason, I like to pick up the crochet and do that. I don't crochet a whole lot because, mainly because my wrist right here starts hurting. I do have, I get a cyst there sometimes, it's called a ganglionic cyst, and it's a cyst that gets right there. It's just fluid, and it comes and goes usually, but it pushes right on some nerves right there, and it can be very painful. So when when I crochet, because of the way I do it, I'm doing a lot of motion with my right hand, and so this gets sore, and that kind of aggravates. So I don't crochet as much because it hurts after a while, but I enjoy it at the same time. So I can't decide what I'm going to do with this. I may keep it and put it on Etsy, or I may auction it off for charity. We have, at where I work, we have a thing, it's our own little thing where, I think I need to sneeze, sorry. Excuse me. It's spring and pollen is out, and we'll talk about that later. But anyway, um, it's called Assistance in Healthcare or something like that, and I was thinking about auctioning it off, doing a raffle, I guess, or something, and donating the money to that. But I may wait. I may see if I want to come up with another one. One of my dreams is to have my own, like, nonprofit thing to raise money for cancer patients. I believe that's what I want to do. To help, because having cancer here is very expensive. And sometimes you just need a little extra help, and I would like to be able to do that, whether it's help pay for their medicine or help pay your rent that month or your costs for travel, you know, helping buy Christmas for your kids or something. So I would really love to do that, and this is a great way to try to do that, but I don't have like an official thing, so I don't really know how to do all that. And if I didn't have to work to pay bills, and I could just work when because I wanted to or when I wanted to, I would focus a lot more on that, I think, because I think it's a good thing to do. Anyway, that's just something I would like to do one day, maybe. Who knows? I never dreamed I'd be a nurse practitioner. So you never know what life is going to bring you. So yeah, little crochet. I do believe, ooh, see how pretty that is? This is a beautiful stitch, and this yarn is very nice. It is 100% acrylic, and I am going to block it, even though it's acrylic. It's not going to like grow the way the way wool does, but if you soak this or wash it, because you can wash it in the washing machine, and dry it, on low heat, that's what I do. It really softens it up, but also when you lay it flat, while it's wet, and you can smooth out some of the stitches, and because this is a little bit of lace work, it can really open that up and define it a little bit better. So not everyone will probably agree with me on that, but that's okay. You don't have to. Most people don't agree on most things that I think. And that's okay. So the yarn is this. And this is Lion Brand Mandala. I got this from I don't remember if I got this from Walmart one time. I do not enjoy going to Walmart, but that's another story. Or Michael's or Hobby Lobby. One of those stores. And the colorway is called Unicorn. And I think it's absolutely beautiful. It's a light number 3 weight yarn. I don't know, maybe that's like a DK. I don't know. It's not, I might even say worsted, but it's not as it's not as chunky or thick as Red Heart Super Saver, for instance. I do not enjoy knitting or crocheting with Red Heart Super Saver. It's really rough to me, but this right here, like I said, it's 100% acrylic too, but it's soft and it's very warm, and this beautiful color. So I really do highly recommend, and it's affordable, and you get, it's 5.3 ounces, 150 grams, 590 yards, or 540 meters in just one cake. So yeah, I have to figure out what I want to do with the rest of this. And I know that I'm not going to make another virus shawl because it took one and a little bit more, and I don't want to buy another one right now because I am trying to work a lot from my stash and only buy yarn for specific projects or on special occasions. I love coffee. It's so good. I'm kind of in a giddy mood today because one of my best friends ever, her name is Kelly. She came down to visit her parents, and she lives in North Carolina. She's getting married in November, which I'm excited about. But I miss her. She moved away back to North Carolina before I even moved to Wisconsin. And I really haven't seen her. I seen her for a little bit when she came down for a for a Garth Brooks concert and with her mom and dad. And we had a drink quickly before that concert. And then last night I got to see her, and her family are wonderful. They make you feel like you're part of the family. And her fiance now, Codi, is here, and I love him too. He's such a good person. They are both good people, but I'm talking about him because I'm really happy for them, and they've been together for a long time. So I mean, it was kind of gonna happen. We all kind of knew, we just didn't know when. So I'm very happy. I couldn't imagine or think of anyone better for her to spend the rest of her life with. So yeah, and he loves her and she loves him, and that's beautiful. So anyway, I got to spend time with them, and we had mellow mushroom pizza and wine. Her mom always has the best wine, and I may have had a little bit more than I should have, but it was a lot of fun. So I'm kind of I get to see her. I'm hoping to get to see her at least one more time before she goes back. What is it? What is it? She's beating me up, y'all, with her tail. Oh, you're so needy today. Why are you so needy? Huh? Why are you so needy? Because I was talking about another girl, I guess. So since I've seen you, I have cast on a few new projects. So she acted like she wanted me to throw her toy, and then she says, "Psych, you're not fast enough, and we're not playing that game right now." No. Go get it. There you go. If she drops it, I'll get it and throw it. But anyway, I cast on some new stuff. And this is our workups still, but this is the knitting workups. So one thing is I cast on the hitchhiker. Oh wait, did you already see this? Or did I just show you the yarn? Because I've had discussions with people about this is the colorway. That's kind of it right there. The lighting is not very good right now, but that's okay. When is it ever on this podcast? So let me see if I can show you. I'm sure it's by Martina Behm, or Behm, and it's The Hitchhiker. I think you all are familiar with this. But I used to have a green one, and one of my patients that I love, I was wearing it one day, and she wanted me to knit something for her, and I asked her what she would like, and she said, "What you have?" And I said, "Okay, what color?" And she said, "Green, just like yours." So I gave that one to her. So, but now I need another one. So I have this, and this color is in here. It's Yarns to Inspire, and the color is called Peppermint. And I was like, I don't think of green when I think of peppermint. But then we were thinking about, everyone reminded me, there's this wonderful herb called peppermint or mint, and that's probably why they get the color, the green in there. Stupid. Anyway, but yes, it's color peppermint. It's beautiful. It is hand dyed in Avon, Connecticut. CT is Connecticut, I believe. I'm pretty sure. If not, another dumb moment. And the base is called Serenity. It's 100% superwash merino wool, and it's 328 yards and 100 gram skein. You can get this, I don't know if you still can, but they have a sticker called knitandpearls.com. So maybe they have it there if you're interested. So anyway, I haven't gotten a whole really super far. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I just finished number 11, teeth. And you do till there's a 42. And that number makes sense if you know The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. But yeah, this is a pretty simple shawl, scarf, whatever you would like to call it. It's all knitting. You purl one stitch at the beginning of every row, and that's the only time you have to purl, and then you do some bind offs. I can't remember if this is free or if it's paid for, because I bought it a long time ago, so I don't want to say too much just in case, but it's pretty easy repeat. You kind of memorize it pretty quickly, and can figure out where you're at. So if you haven't knit one, you might. I mean, it always starts off fast until you get to the longer rows, but yeah, I'm really enjoying that. And these needles are kind of special to me. I hate the cord. But these are special to me because they're some of the first needles that I ever bought that were not from just like, where's the bag? Oh, here it is. And I bought these because I watched this podcast called The Bakery Bears, and I fell in love with them, and I wanted to knit myself a bakery bear. And you needed 3.25 millimeter needles to knit a bakery bear. So I went to my local yarn store that were not very nice. They were nice, but they're just not very male friendly, I guess. So anyway, I told them I don't really know what I'm doing, but this is what here's the pattern. I need this kind of yarn. I didn't know anything about this stuff, so I said I need this certain type of yarn. Well, come on, jump, come on. I don't know why you're sitting there whining. You can always get up here. You know that. But they're Knitter's Pride Dreams, and they're wooden. And I really do, and this was like the taper on these. See my big forehead? Can help to help you see the good point on there. And the join isn't, I mean, it kind of isn't the smoothest join, but it's fine. And the cables are not my favorite cables, but I enjoy the wood. You know, if you know me well, you know most of the things I knit on my ChowGoo needles, but I wanted to do something a little different, so here we go. So I'm having fun doing that. Then I also cast on, this is in my Diary of a Yarn Snob bag. And I love this. I won this as a prize. Set my little button on it. It's very well made. It's got a pocket on the inside. Let me see. I gotta see if I can. This is this Strand Wanderer, I think. That's how you say it. I can't say I can't really. I'm trying to see if there's a page that had. Let me see. I think I can do this and not give away too much. So this is kind of what it works up to be like. And I thought that's really cool. And it's specifically designed. So let me show you the front page so you can read it. Strand Wanderer. The copyright says Leah, L-E-A, Victoria, K-U-B-E, and I think you can get this on Ravelry. When I bought the yarn I went on a retreat. I saw this worked up, I believe, and the yarn, I was like, ooh. And so she gave me the pattern to go with the yarn, because that's exactly what I wanted to knit it. But they do have a website, www.meermaedchen.com. I don't have a clue how to say that, but I am enjoying this. The retreat I went on was called the Fuzzy Goat Knitting Retreat. This is the yarn, all caked up. This was kind of expensive, if I recall. It's this kind. Yeah, it was expensive. But I treated myself. I love it. I loved it. So, it's 100% wool. It's called No Whale Watching in CO. It's super wash. Fingering weight. Anyway, I'm gonna get this closer so maybe you can see. You can't because it's all blurry, but anyway, it's this one requires me to think a little bit more, and I was a little confused when I was first knitting it. And I probably shouldn't have cast on 2 fingering weight shawls at the same time. Because, yeah. But anyway, I've really, still just getting started with this one. But it's really cool. So you need to do your best to get gauge because of how it works up. And it's made for these yarns that have these really short color change repeats. See, there's white and then blue, and it has these whites and different shades of blue throughout, But it's, I think that's the back. But it's really cool how this is knitting up to make these little things. And there's a special technique, and I think it's a paid for pattern, so I don't want to give away too much. But you know, it's a new technique, and I've been enjoying doing it. And the way you do it is it makes these, so the blocks pretty much form because the color repeats are so short, and so you end up making these boxes or blocks. And then up here it doesn't really matter, it kind of makes a little stripy, you know, sections in between. So this has been really fun, and I'm knitting these on no, what are they called? I think they are they're Addy Turbos, and I like the slickness of this, but their points are pretty blunt, and I'm not necessarily a fan of that. And it took me a minute because you have to do some picking up stitches and stuff, so I've gotten used to it now. But when I first started, I wasn't enjoying it, and I actually almost switched them. But I need to buy. I don't have this size needles in my Chalgoo needles that were not already knitting socks. So if I wanted to knit this, I just had to use what I had. So there we go. So this is really fun. It's going to be really cool as it knits up. It's beautiful blues. I love blues. I love green. I love all colors, but I wear blue and green a lot. It makes my eyes not look gray. Anyway, I'm having a good time doing that. And it's kind of slow going because I have the 2 fingering weights and trying to figure out which one I want to work on. But I have some socks, and you've seen these socks, but in a totally different form. I cast on these socks, and you've seen them on the prior podcast, and then I ripped them out. And then I decided I wanted to do toe-up socks. And so that's what I did. I cast on toe-up socks. These are on Chalgoo. So they're coming along. The other ones I cast on were cuffed down, so I think all I showed you was the rib. So I need to do a little bit of figuring out about where do I stop to put in my heel. I'm doing these 2 at a time, so I'm doing 2 at a time toe-up socks. The cable is okay length. I could do, it wouldn't hurt to have a longer one, but this is fine. And this yarn is really soft. One thing about this that's nice is sometimes it's Knit Picks Felici. In the pinata color. It's 75% superwash merino wool, 25% nylon, and these are 50-gram skeins. And so I had 2 of them that was gifted to me, thank you. And so I wanted to knit socks with them. And since I already had 2, I was like, well, why not do 2 at a time? So that's what I'm doing. But some things I hear people say, okay? Some things, she's got the hiccups. Some things I hear people say is this, sometimes the colors they have with the Felici yarn, sometimes the repeat colors, they have 2 that are so similar you can't really tell the difference. So this, they did good with this one because This is a lighter purple and then a darker purple. So you can tell that it's different stripes. So these are just going to be vanilla toe-up socks. So yay! Very fun. Let's see. The thing I think I've knit on a lot too is it's one of my admitted projects. There's no discharged projects. Oh, I'll show you something else before I show you the admitted. One thing I did, because I wanted to knit a hat, is I cast on this, and I was doing some pattern, and I'm just, nope, not feeling it, ripping it out. And it was a cute little chunky cable pattern. So I might try it again and do it magic loop or something, but yeah. So I did even have more than that, and I ripped it back, and I don't know, it just isn't feeling right. Normally, a hat I've been doing with this yarn is called the Big Hat or something like that, and it's basically, you know, I guess a vanilla hat, you know, your 2x2 rib and you know, plain stockinette, and then do some crown decreases. This one was gonna have cables and stuff on it, and I thought it would be fun, but I'm just trying to use some of my stash up and make room for more. That's really the reason you knit your stash, right? So you can get more. So anyway, I'm gonna frog this and do a different hat, I think. But anyway, the workup, admitted project, is this. And I have finished another row. And I've been really enjoying working on this lately. So I kind of don't feel bad that I haven't gotten a lot of progress on some of my other projects. And after all, this was one of my goals, is to get more on this. So I've really put in a whole row. So there's 1, 2, these are all the new ones. 3, 4, that's fun. 5, 6, I ran out of these. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This one was fun too. I really like this blue. 13, 14, 15, 16. This is I'm curious to what the rest of this looks like. It has this green, like grassy green, and this pink and this white. It reminds me of like an Easter bunny. I forgot what number I was on. And then there's this one. My brain. All these fun pinks. And I really do not, these two and these two. I did this one this morning. I really don't do a whole lot of, I just kind of grab a color and go. I do look and see like if everything seems to be like a lot of dark colors to try to pick one that's a little more bright, but I really don't fuss over it. So let me see, give me 1 second and I will do some math and I'll tell you how many squares I have. So that's 21 by 12. I can't do math in my head. 1 by 12. Is it 252? And then these two would make it 254? Yeah, that's about right, I think. We get spoiled with these things called calculators, and so anyway, I love this. It's nice when it's a little chilly, and it's big enough where I can have it on my lap and still knit, so it keeps me warm, my lap warm. Diamond likes to lay under it, so it's still got a ways to go. Because it's about it's a little bit taller than me, but I want it to be probably double the width, double this width. So I guess I got about 200 more to do or so. But I have just been enjoying doing it. It's just fun to look at the colors, and I know I say this a lot, but it really makes me feel good and loved, because so many of you have sent me these mini skeins, and I get to cuddle up with it, and it's like you guys are all giving me a big hug at the same time. So that's always nice. So I love this thing. It means a lot to me. So that is all I have for knitting. Ugh. I'm gonna stretch my legs because they're falling asleep. Another thing I did recently was for Christmas, I used a coupon, a couple coupons in my Barnes & Noble membership discount, and I bought myself Harry Potter Hogwarts The Great Hall 3D puzzle. These things are kind of expensive. They're like $50 or something like that. And so I got a good deal on, I think, over half off for all the coupons. So it was a good deal, and I really enjoyed doing it. I've never done a 3D puzzle, and I'm sitting here looking at it. I will put a picture probably at the end of this because it's easier. If you follow me on Instagram, you may have already seen it because I posted a picture, but you're not just knitting this flat, puzzle that flows. You're like it's a tower, for instance, and that's like so you're putting strips like up and down, and then you put those together, and then you build strips of roof that go and they form and fit together. So it was kind of challenging. You do have some instructions that help, which I highly suggest you look at, because all of the strips that you're putting together have a slightly different shape to them, so you can figure out what order they go in, so that they fit together the correct way. And inside the tower, for instance, there's cardboard in 3 different places with little spikes that help hold it together. And so if you have to put these strips in a certain way, so the little spiky things go into the line up with the little holes on the puzzle itself, so that it stays together. So it was really fun, and you guys know I love Harry Potter and the new Fantastic Beasts series and all that kind of stuff. So I am probably just going to, there is a flat piece to it, and there's little trees and everything, but I'm probably gonna set it up on my bookshelf on the top above my Harry Potter books and stuff, um, at least for a little while, because that was challenging, but it was really fun. I enjoyed doing that. Kind of get your mind off of things. Work has been going really, really well. It's been very busy. I'm starting to have my schedule is picking up and filling up more, which is good. It takes a little bit of time when you're new and starting, your new practice to really get those. You have patients that return on a certain schedule, and then so you starting to get those to see me back and stuff like that. And they're pushing for us to see more patients, and we're open to seeing more, but at the same time not. So how do we do that without taking away from the quality of care and what makes our center unique, and that kind of stuff, and what's safe, because entering chemo orders and stuff is very serious. It can kill people, and it does do a lot of harm, even though we try to, it's for good purposes. There's a lot of side effects, and it can make people very sick and stuff. And so it's not, entering chemo orders is not something that you want to do while you're distracted or rushed, and that's can happen frequently. So figuring ways you can do that and still have the time to pay attention to the really important things and documentation and that kind of stuff. And so I see a lot of, I'm part of what's called the thoracic center, so chest, it mostly, and that does not mean breast, though. I don't see breast cancer thankfully. It's not my cup of tea, but we have there's like a whole center for breast, because it's so complex, and its treatments and things are very specialized as well. So I see a lot of lung cancer patients, mostly lung cancer. We see head and neck. We have a few prostate cancers, just because of provider availability. So the doctor I work with sees prostates. We see some melanomas. We see a lot of the melanoma patients, and we see a lot of things like leiomyosarcomas, so sarcomas, which I'd never heard of leiomyosarcoma until recently. So I'm learning a lot about all of these things, and I love the doctor that I work with. She's so wonderful about teaching me and explaining things, and she knows when I come to her with a question. I mean, she's busy and stuff, seeing her own patients, so we do our best not to interrupt her, but there's some things, there's the reason that she's the doctor and I'm the nurse practitioner. But there's, some things I have to go to her and say, hey, I need you to pay attention to me for a few minutes. And she knows when I come to her that she needs to listen. So she's never made me cry or hurt my feelings or anything. She'll tell you I'm busy if she's busy or whatnot. But she's very protective over us, myself and the other nurse practitioner that I work with, and she doesn't let people run us over or take advantage of us, and she's very supportive, and that is huge. I work with a great staff. You may have seen on, if you follow me on Instagram, pictures of us all with these shirts on, and we were dressed up as, we were each one of the 7 dwarves, and she was Snow White, and we did that because it was Celebrate Life Week, And where I work, they have, it's called Celebrate Life, and they have a celebration for those who have been survivors for 5 or more years and have been here at Cancer Treatment Centers of America. And it's a beautiful time because um, a lot of people who come to us are told that they don't have very long to live. And a lot of times that's true, unfortunately. But it's really cool to hear some people's stories who have stage 4 lung cancer, which means that you are not curable. Doesn't mean it's not treatable, especially nowadays, but it's not necessarily curable. Who would normally have somewhere between 6 months and a year to live, who are living over 5 years. And it's really cool. Cancer treatment has come a long way, and there's lots of places to grow, and things are becoming more specialized, and everyone's cancer, even if you have lung cancer, there's different types of lung cancer, and every lung cancer can have a different mutation on it and things like that. And so we really try to hone in on those mutations and what makes your cancer special, and try to give you treatment that's very targeted and specific to your cancer. So that's really cool, and it's always evolving and growing, and I love it. I really do. I have a love-hate relationship with it. I love learning about it, and the biology and pathophysiology of it, all the cool scientific stuff that goes with it. But I hate it because it sucks, and I can't wait till we cure it. So sometimes it's sad a lot, and so I guess that what brought all this on is sometimes when I come home, because I live by myself, and Diamond is nice and cuddly and stuff too, and can distract me some. But sitting down and doing that puzzle where you're thinking about something, you're thinking hard to put these puzzles together, but it takes your mind off of some other things that you don't really need to sit and dwell on by yourself, and for your own mental health. So the puzzle was very helpful. Plus, the Harry Potter stuff makes me happy, and so it was wonderful. My dad and stepmom came last weekend and spent the night with me, and so that meant my apartment got really good cleaning. My stepmom is from the Philippines, and she's a very hard worker, and so I pay her when she comes. I'm like, hey, you want to come clean my apartment? And I give her some money, and she loves it, and she would do it even if I didn't ask her to. She's one of those people that they stay busy, so even if they were just here and we were hanging out watching TV, she would be cleaning anyway, so I just pay her because I feel bad. But she does the things like the dusting, and they clean the windows and the mirrors, and mopped and things like that. I mean, I'm not a dirty person, so like I don't keep dishes in the sink. I keep them in the dishwasher till it gets full and then I wash them. But things like that. So it's not a whole lot, but the things like the dusting and the vacuuming, mopping the floors, cleaning the bathtub, the good scrubbing stuff I don't like to do. And it's when you're work all week, I'm sure many of you can relate. The last thing you want to do is spend a whole lot of time doing that kind of cleaning. So I'll let her do it. What else has been going on? That's all I can think of right now. I hope you have all been doing really well. I have some fun plans tonight that I'm very excited and nervous about that I may talk to you about in a future episode. But um, in closing, I have a prescription, and then I have, well, first let me tell you about the giveaway. What I want you to do is comment in the description, or in the comments below on YouTube. You have to be subscribed to the channel, obviously. And what I want you to do is tell me your favorite knitting or crochet pattern. It would be, it's okay. She hears a dog barking outside, so she thinks she has to participate. It's okay. So it can be on Ravelry or in a book, free or paid for. But what's one of your favorite patterns, or two, whatever, at least one of them? Tell me what it is and why. And then I'm really I'm looking for a nice kind of off the shoulder neckline, either t-shirt or sweatshirt, kind of that's not fitted. It's kind of boxy, to knit for my godmother, and I can't really find what I'm looking for. But I want to knit it out of either like linen or well, that one may. So I want to knit her two things. I want to knit her something out of linen, which can be a t-shirt or something like that. And she also wants something that's made out of like a silky mohair kind of garment, and maybe that one needs to be the one with the off the shoulder neckline. And I just cannot figure out. So if you have suggestions on that, please, that you'll get bonus points or something. That would be wonderful. But just comment what's your favorite pattern and where I can find it. If it's in Ravelry or in a certain book, especially if it's one of those like I just mentioned. Let me know. And I'm also looking for hat patterns. So what's your favorite hat patterns? So just some suggestions. But yeah, I will do my best to film a podcast in April. I should be able to. But April is my birthday month, so I tend to celebrate my birthday the whole month. So I'm not sure though, but I'll try to film a podcast, at least one, but maybe two. And my birthday's not till the end of the month, so I have some time there. I'm gonna be 30. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but I do know that my 30s are gonna be some of the best years of my life, and I'm going to make them that way and enjoy it, and I cannot wait. It's going to be weird being 30, but I can't wait. I'm going to do some traveling and just enjoying life and being happy. That's what the 30s are going to be all about. So my prescription this week is kind of, because it's spring here, and my car is already turning yellow. It's black because of the pollen. So what I suggest, my prescription for you is, if you suffer from allergies, and it's suffering. It really is. If you don't have allergies, be thankful. Go ahead now and start taking your allergy medicine. Really, you should have started like last week. or the week before, a couple weeks before your allergy season. Some people have allergies in the winter, so this can be for future. But go ahead and start taking your allergy medicine, whether it's, Zyrtec or Claritin or Allegra, Flonase. Go ahead and start taking it, because these things really, and take them regularly, but they really do not, they're not meant to be like super fast acting. If you're having allergy issues right now, taking a Claritin it may make your symptoms a little bit better, but it's not going to be the best. So really what you should do, in my opinion, is start a couple of weeks before your allergy season, and taking it every day, and you have that in your body to ward it off. And so you try to prevent it instead of treat it. It's a little easier, if that makes any sense. And allergies are just your immune system being excited and trying to get rid of this stuff that's foreign to you, like pollen or whatever it is. And that stuff kind of gets in your nose and in your lungs when you breathe it, and so you get all stuffy. You have sinuses up here and all through here and stuff, so your head hurts and they get clogged up and miserable. And that's all the sneezing and stuff. So what it's doing is your body is it produces more mucus and stuff to try to like engulf that, to keep it from doing harm. It's just a natural thing, and some people's act up more than others. Sometimes it's just your eyes get all red and itchy and that kind of stuff. Some people get a cough. So go ahead and start taking them every day, and try to, be consistent with it, and that'll help some, at least. So that's my prescription for this podcast episode. And I hope you all have a wonderful spring, if it's spring your way, and I have lots of sunshine and happiness. Have fun knitting, and don't forget to enter the giveaway. Again, please be a subscriber. I will check to make sure, because that's the whole purpose of this giveaway, is my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. So it's my way to thank you. And comment, and I will get in touch with you. The next time I film a podcast, I'll let you know who won. And then, so you have a couple weeks. You have at least until I film another podcast to enter. And then I will announce the winners on the next podcast and show you what you won. Because I went through a lot of stuff and that kind of stuff. So anyway, hope you're doing well, and I keep rambling, but I'm going to have to let you go. I need to get some stuff done. And I'll see you next time. Okay, Diamond says bye too. Say bye. So cool. Say bye. Woo. Tell your public. Tell them bye. It's little Diamond dog.